I'm Jordan Olivo, and welcome to Focus Del Mar Community. Today, I'm joined by special guest Lee Gwozdz, musically inclined from decomposer to musical director. He's specializes in the organ, the keyboard. Thank you so much for stopping by and speaking with us. So first, I want to start off with the early years. Your siblings are very musical inclined as well as you are. Where would you say that stems from?
Well, definitely my parents were very, very talented. My father was a musician, and so was my mother. And both of them were survivors of Auschwitz and Dachau, and they immigrated to the United States in 1951. But really what saved their lives was their musical talent. My dad was very, very talented. And so he instilled that in all of us, and all my brothers and sisters were very talented, particularly in piano, and also in choir and singing. But we were known as the Von Trapp family of Fort Worth, Texas. And so we would entertain all over Fort Worth, the Metroplex, and we were very well known in the community. And my dad, too, was a sort of like a comedian when it came to the piano. He was known as the Victor Borge of the Southwest. So you have to Google Victor Borge if you want to know who that is.
I'm going to have to do so after this for
Right.
sure. So you said you grew up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Your father, he had a career not in the music world, but
he was a doctor.
Yeah,
he was a medical doctor, and he was hoping that I would be a medical doctor. Instead, I became an MD, a music director.
Hey, close enough, right?
Which
the
is,
initials, you can
yeah,
still
that's
rock.
right.
You can buy a white coat and
But he
wear
was
it.
director of music at St. Andrew's Catholic Church, and he had my whole family help run that music program. So my family was the music at St. Andrew's Catholic Church in Fort Worth, which is in the TCU area. Oh, wow. So all three of my brothers, including myself, we played the organ. My younger sister did. My mom was in the choir. My older sister was in the choir. So the Von Trapp family took over the music at that church. So that was instilled in me at an early age. The music, particularly in the Catholic Church, was just my goal, my aspiration, my vocation.
Right. And what brought you to the Corpus Christi area?
Well, actually, Bishop Rene Gracita and Monsignor Richard Shirley were new at the cathedral in 1984, and they really wanted to have a stellar music program here in Corpus Christi Cathedral. They actually hired me just to consult and to come up with a program, not to actually take the job, but to consult on it, plan a short-term plan, a long-range plan. They liked what they saw, and they said, how about you running the program? I go, oh, I didn't know if that was in the deal. Yeah. So I brought that along with another top music director in Fort Worth, Greg Labus, who is now Father Greg Labus. And the both of us were hired by Bishop Gracita and Monsignor Shirley to take over that position in 1984.
Well, you sure did a great job because you were there over 30 years. So
34
congratulations
years, yeah.
on that, because that is a very long time. You had many accomplishments, one being you along with the choir performed in Rome. You said in front of 3 popes, particularly the latest, Pope Francis. What did that mean to you growing up, in the Catholic Church? Your family, you played music. What that had to be, a pivotal moment for you.
Unbelievable. I was asked to conduct the papal mass that was scheduled in 1987 in San Antonio. And that was my first time to conduct a huge choir in San Antonio with a cathedral choir here to be the core to sing for Pope John Paul II.
Wow.
And then for Pope John Paul II, I conducted like 7 masses for him. I did World Youth Day in the 90s. I conducted for him then, and then I did 5 projects in Rome for Pope John Paul, helping to raise millions of dollars for the basilicas with the cathedral choir singing at all those masses. The cathedral choirs where even the youth got to go. Yeah. So that was just unbelievable. Yeah. Then recently Pope Francis, I did 3 events for him in Rome.
So you, that is one of your great accomplishments, and you've managed to keep people, the people in your choir, some grow up in it, from children to adults, then their children, get involved. What would you say is your method of teaching music that keeps them so involved for so long and even passing it down to, their kids?
Well, our program at the cathedral started in grade 1, but the main thing is that I went and did a talent search throughout the community for really talented singers starting in grades 1, 2, and 3. And if they passed this audition, if I felt they had a gift, they were invited to join the program. and many did. I use non-threatening techniques of teaching,
Right.
and I have developed, along with a Chicago publication, Singing Fundamentals, which is my toy box. So I use toys to teach all to sing, not only children but adults.
Right.
So toys speak more than words, images, to enable people to sing their best. And that's what I've done for almost, well, 2 generations of singers here in Corpus Christi. I have kids that were in my first grade choir who became adults. Some of them met in choir, got married, who had children in my first grade choir now.
Wow.
So I saw a new generation come in, and sometimes I would call them the parents' name. They said, that's my mom and dad's name. And I said, well, you just act exactly like they did when they were your age.
Right. It's cool. You're kind of seeing them grow up right before your eyes. And you said that you teach teachers as well, fundamentals, and you travel different cities to cities. Tell me more.
Yeah, let me tell you that those that were part of our program for the 30 years have had a great evangelization role in helping me teach throughout the United States and even Canada people how to sing, because people watch videos and DVDs of our cathedral choirs in action. When I came out with my toy line, they produced the Chicago firm produced a DVD with my cathedral choirs demonstrating the toys. And so people throughout the many parishes and even non-Catholic churches witness these videos and learn from these videos and DVDs from my work here. So they had a very, very powerful effect throughout the United States on enabling people to sing the best they can.
Right.
Because, you know, when you go to the gates of heaven, you're going to have to sing well. Sorry.
Oh, see that? I sing in the car all the time. Everyone
That's
says
good.
I'm not good, but I'm going to now use that one. I'm working to get to the gates of heaven. So you've done a lot here in Corpus Christi, from Christmas in July, which you put on. That was, of course.
That was Christmas in January.
Christmas in January.
I like Christmas in July. That's a good idea.
You might try that one. You were also involved in Pops in the Park as well. So you've been involved in a lot of things in the community. What is next for you? Because you've since retired from the cathedral, so where do you see yourself going in the future?
Well, part of my focus now is going to be Catholic music education, and I have ties with the National Catholic Education Association. Right now, music education in Catholic schools is lacking discipline and lacking structure. And so I'm going to be working at a Catholic parish in the Valley, kind of developing a program, a curriculum, using this work that I will be doing in the Valley with an elementary school in that area. Yeah. I will live in South Texas and be able to come back to Corpus Christi, hopefully to do future Pops in the Parks.
Yes. So thank you so much again for stopping by. I learned so much about you from your early to what's going to happen now, and I wish you all the luck. I'm sure you don't need it. You'll be great. You'll be fine. So I'd like to thank my guest, Lee Gwozdz, for stopping in. I'd like to thank you all for watching. I'm Jordan Olivo, and this is Focus Del Mar Community.